What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Scandal Season 6. Child, I don't know what episode this is, but it's the 100th episode. So it's a what if episode. And I mean, they hyped it up to be like, oh, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be this. And I'm just sitting here looking like, no, give me back the regular program. I mean, some of y'all probably will like it because it was different or whatever, but I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I was just sitting here like, no, this just don't feel right. I just felt uncomfortable looking at it, okay? And this probably was one of my least favorite episodes, no lie. I could have did without it because I know you're trying to celebrate the 100th episode, but no, I don't care about what if, because that's not gonna happen. We already going forward. We need to see who the fuck put Cyrus, what they doing, what Cyrus gonna happen, how he gonna get out of jail, who these people, why they want Millie in the White House so bad. To me, I feel like they wasted a goddamn episode. They could have been figuring out some shit, okay? But anyway, the episode, like I said, it was a what if episode. When it starts off, we got Fish, Jake, and Olivia at the White House trying to figure out what to do with this information that they found out about Cyrus being set up for the murder of Frankie Vargas and these people who did it. And then Olivia saying that, Abby, she also helped and all this shit. It was like trying to get her immunity and shit. I'm like, no, let that bitch fry too, okay? Fuck this. She that's what you get for not reading everything, okay? But, Jake whole thing is he was saying to Olivia, I don't know, whatever it is that you trying to do, it's better to, I think, rig the stuff. Wanted to rig some shit. And that's how we got back into talking about rigging the election in defiance. And he was like, had you not rigged that election, the stuff, everybody's life would have been way worse. Okay. Your life would have been way worse. And I'm not going to say that they were, what her perception of way worse was. No, it was, more calmer if you ask me reality. But it's not what I really wanted. So that's probably why I didn't like it. I mean, it was just too goody two-shoe for me. Okay. First we have I'm just gonna go. Olivia goes back in her mind and she started thinking of this little scenario of what if she hadn't, rigged the election. At first, we see Hollis Doyle, Judge Cancer, okay, as Funky Dineva say, Judge Cancer, what's her name, Millie, Cyrus, all them sitting there trying to figure out whether or not they're going to take a vote as to rigging defiance or not. And at first we see them say, yes, that's the original thing. But then they rewind and then they go back and this is the what if we went the other direction. Olivia said, no, we're not doing it. So we see Fitz lost the presidency. At that moment, when Fitz loses the presidency, Fitz also files for divorce from Millie, okay? Fitz goes over there to Olivia's house. Mind you, Abby came over there and was like, girl, where you going? She was like, I'm finna go on this date with Leo. I said, bitch, please. I said, damn, even in an alternate universe, Olivia's still choosing the white pink over everybody else. Okay, but, do what you gotta do. At this point, Abby's still with David, okay? They had not had no problems. They haven't broken up. They're still together happily, whatever. And Olivia gets on the elevator. She's about to go. Fitz comes over there talking about something I filed for divorce from Millie. I want you. I was going to marry you. The elevator closed. Opens back up. Olivia's still in there. She chooses him. So eventually they get together. They get married in this big ass church. Papa Pope was in the back like, ain't this some shit? And walked the fuck out. Huck was her, giving her away. Huck. Y'all just proceed and want to make Huck look like he crazy as hell. That toupee hairpiece that he had on at the wedding scene. Then when they was in her apartment, they then grew the hair out, making him look like a Charlie Manson serial killer ass bitch. Girl, can Huck just ever be normal? I guess not. Had Huck sitting there looking at this show that's like The Bachelor with Lindsay on there, a.k.a. Quinn. Now, y'all know that's her real name, okay? Y'all remember why she had to change her name. They was trying to set her up for the murder of her boyfriend at his company and all that shit. So she had to set, that's when Olivia swooped in and helped her out. That's why Quinn has loyalty to Olivia, because Olivia literally did save her. But that's when Olivia was being super safe for her back in the day. I wish that part would come back. I really want Olivia to come back to fixing cases. Like, that was the essence of Scandal. That is what I'm missing, and that is what I want. Okay, they get together. You know, they talking about this bill because Abby and you know, you got Huck already over there at the place, and then Abby and David come over. They trying to get some bill together. Olivia already has this little storefront. She doesn't have Olivia Pope and Associates, not that building yet. She has a little storefront. Okay, and Marcus is in there. I said, look at this bullshit. I said y'all done brought back everybody from old characters into current characters. But y'all couldn't call up Columbus Short and say, hey, Harrison, come back. You know, we need you for this flashback scene. I said they played that man, but see, that's what happened when you fuck up. So that goes to show me that Columbus must have been doing some shit on that set that they really wasn't gelling with, that he couldn't even get a call back, okay, for a fucking flashback what if scene. Because if the what if scene, he would have still been alive, okay, during this time. Marcus only can't be after him, you know. But eventually she get the building that she has OPA in now. Fitz, he has this talk show, the Grant Report, that comes on, I guess, every day at 3 o'clock, and we see when they first get married, it's the allure of being married, and oh my god, we're newlyweds, and I just love you, I just want to fuck you all night and all day, and oh baby, call off work and all this stuff, let's stay in bed. You know, they was all into it, but then, you know, eventually that wears off, and Olivia starts setting her sight more so back on the White House. And what I learned and got from this episode was that regardless of what universe, what reality, what alternative, what place, at the end of the day, Fitz and Olivia are not going to be together the way that some people would want them to be. They going to start off strong. It's going to trail off. They going to break up. And then they might get back. And it's just going to be this going back and forth. They will never be together like consistently and grow old and be an old happy married couple. It's not going to happen. Because first of all, her end game is the White House. And that's what he was irritated about. You know, she's spending more time at the office doing his bills and stuff like that. Child, they played her ass when she went up there with Marcus to the White House to speak to the president, and they was like, no, we're gonna have to reschedule. No, something came up, and we gonna have to hold on. Well, we can wait. No, we can't wait. Let me just be real with you. Whoever fucking scheduled this appointment, they shouldn't have scheduled it, okay? I don't know who did it, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe you need to go talk to your local congressman. I said the shade. That's fucked up. I'm up here now, bitch. You gonna see me, all right? So her whole thing is that she wants to be in the White House. And then, you know, as we saw in the end of the episode, you know, Abby was telling her, you need to give him a chance and you need to do all this stuff just to save the marriage. And this man gave up a lot of stuff from him for you, and you gave up stuff for him. And, you know, you knew what was going on. You knew what was right. And I know you feel guilty about him not becoming president. But, you know, you have to stick in there with him. And eventually, because he was talking to Jake about stuff, I said, ugh. And then he just getting, you know, he just coming undone. Okay, his life is just like, this is not who I want to be. I'm turning into a drunk. I'm turning into somebody that's not happy. You know, everything. You get to the point where, at one point, we saw when they was in wedding bliss, they wake up and they go and they want to have sex with each other all the time. And then we get towards the end of the episode, they wake up and they literally, Olivia just gets up out the bed, don't say nothing. Fitz is just standing there, laying there like, another day with some bullshit, you know, the comparing and the contrast of the feelings and stuff, and you see the decline in their relationship, and you see it's all dealing with this motivation for the White House, which Fitz lacks. Remember in a few episodes prior when Millie was trying to go there, Millie, you know, she said, I don't blame you because I had this power and this thirst for the White House. You never did, Fitz. And that came up again in this episode, and they showing that either way, he never had the desire to be president. And he eventually tells, you know, what that girl, Olivia, that he's having this report on his show, and he has Lindsay on there, aka Quinn, talking about being on this show, whatever. Eventually, he in the back, getting drunk. She come back there drinking his liquor. Next thing you know, they finna get it in. I said, "Dumb." It was a couple of moments in here that threw me off, and just made me go, Shonda, the fuck you doing? Stop playing with us. We don't need to see this shit, okay? That was one of them. When Quinn was about to give Fitz a blowjob, I said, get your ass up, girl. Get up. Come get your bitch. But, it didn't really go. He kicked her out or whatever. And that's when he came to Olivia and was telling her, I want to be with you, okay? And that's when he revealed that, I really didn't want the presidency. That's why I lost. It's not because of you. It's because I didn't want it. And I didn't feel like I wanted anything until you came into my life and you made it. That whole speech or whatever. And because his whole thing is, we married. How come we can't go get a place together? Why we still up in this one-bedroom apartment? Even Abby said, ask yourself why you haven't moved out your apartment yet. I said, ooh, Abby, we still don't fuck with you right now. Okay, probably never will. But that was a good call, okay? Why are you still up in that one bedroom apartment? But when Fitz came and confronted her and tried to make things right, he was like, I just want you, we need to work on this and give us another chance and all this stuff. Child, Olivia came over there with this envelope. I said, bitch, you not finna give him the divorce papers right there? You are cold. But it wasn't. It was a property listing for a house and all that stuff. So they gonna be cool for that moment. Y'all know with the history of Olivia and Fitz, they cool one moment, they don't fuck with each other the next, and then they start back up, and then it's a pattern. It's a pattern, roller coaster. Okay? What else? Cyrus. Girl, they brought James back. It was good to see James. Mind you, James was on, if you've been watching 24 Legacy, James on there too, okay? I said, oh, don't hurt him. When he got hurt on 24, I said, James was trying to be a G. He Andy on there, but on here, he James. I said, you know what? Shonda need to, she really want to get me back in her good graces, resurrect James, somehow come back from the dead or whatever, and take Marcus out, because we don't need Marcus. Marcus is irrelevant right about now, okay? Millie ain't fucking him. He's just there. He's barely there this season as it is, okay? But James is back, and the first time we see James is with Cyrus, and Cyrus, I guess he's still closeted a little bit, and James is like, ain't nobody looking at you, and we good, and ain't nobody thinking about this, and come to dinner and all this stuff. Fine. He got to work on that, okay? Because y'all remember, Cyrus used to be married to a woman before he came out as a gay man, okay? Later on, we see Cyrus peep out Millie. Millie standing over there looking all, befuddled, disheveled, and everything. He goes over there, they talking, and he was like, I can't believe that this happened, that he would divorce me and all this stuff. In the midst of her just talking and venting about stuff that's going on in her life and how she feel, at one point, Cyrus trying to give her a little bit of encouragement, and next thing you know, they kiss. She kissed him, and I'm sitting here like, what? And then fast forward, they're getting fucking married. They're married. They're living together. I said, y'all sexing each other? I just can't. I don't care if this is play. I can't see Cyrus with a woman either way because of this. It's just not. And Millie, of all people, I said that must be the most frigid ass sex that y'all probably have. Missionary, but stiff as a motherfucking bull. I just don't know. Or better yet, he probably do a doggy style. Let me shut the fuck up, because Cyrus was the bottom. No, Cyrus was the top. Cyrus was the top. That's how he got them. Oof, he was laying that pipe, getting them young boys all twisted and concerned, bitch. But anyway, moving on from that. At one point they were sitting down on the couch looking at Fish show. And Millie was like, look at him and look how frigid he is. Or he trying to act like a Democrat and all this stuff. And they was going in on Fitz, okay? Cyrus too. I said, damn. So y'all really do have a falling out that, last in a different alternate universe too. But this is when Cyrus was like, bitch, you can run. I mean, look at you. You the shit. You can do this. You can do better than him. And you always had that desire and all this shit. So here it goes with this Millie trying to be the first woman president. And, you know, he comes in, he's thinking about all the stuff that he needs to do. He needs to get this reported. He needs to get this. He needs to get that. And Millie is like, calm down, sweetie. I already got that. Look who I have. It's James, okay? James is scorned. James is hurt because he's like, you know, you really tried to play me. I thought you really was here for me, but you over here fucking around with this bitch, and you know damn well you don't like real fish like that, okay? Stop it. You eat on fish sticks for the time being, baby, when I could give you this real stuff. I said, come on, James. That's what James was about, you know. And before they got into this little shouting match in this empty ass house. No, the house wasn't empty, but it was big, because I'm listening. I'm like, y'all talking probably at regular levels, but your voices are carrying, okay? So I'm like, I know Millie gotta hear this shit. She must be hiding behind a corner or some shit, bitch, because Cyrus is down there saying, now you know I really don't love her, and you know if it was any other way, I would be with you, and you know I'm in love with you and all that stuff, and I'm just using her because she needs to get into the White House, and this is my chance to get back into the White House. Girls, Millie was up there and she listened to the whole thing. So, you know, she in her feelings and all this shit. And they gonna go with this strategy. Well, they tried to go with this strategy to get Sally Langston's husband outed. You know, they found some pictures or whatever. And this is when Millie didn't want to do the, you know, leak the pictures or whatever. And, you know, she was like, I know how it feels to live with somebody who's basically in the closet. And she was talking about Cyrus. But Cyrus went on ahead and leaked the pictures. And this is how, I guess, they was trying to rig that election or whatever. I don't know. Either way, Cyrus was saying some stuff to her about how, you know, people look at you like you fucking pathetic because you're a divorced woman, what you need, and now you with me, and then you don't, it wouldn't look right if it was 2 times divorced on your ass and all this shit. So you have to play the card, you know, and at least you would never have to worry about your husband cheating with another woman or some shit like that. Bitch, Millie was over it, and she went over there to Olivia and was like, you know, I apologize. I see that you made Fitz free. When he got with you, he became free. I'm not free right now. I'm just sitting here like, okay, okay. That was, I don't know. And then it popped back to reality at the end scene after Olivia had gave Fitz that paper, you know, saying that they're gonna be together, they're gonna get a home together. She's ready to you know, try again, make this move, because they've been together for like 2.5 years or so. And at the end, she pops back to reality. And she goes do her little famous Olivia Pope walk with the hair just flowing. And she goes find Fitz on the veranda. And she says, okay, let's do it. To whatever plan that they're going to do to, I guess, release Cyrus and all this stuff. And prove that he innocent. Girl, whatever. I really didn't care for the episode. Y'all probably liked the episode. It was just too weird for me. I'm not a stickler for change like that. And it just felt a little far-fetched. It felt a little real, but it felt far-fetched in the same process, if you get what I'm saying. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. If I missed something, let's discuss it down in the comments. And I will see you guys later. Peace.